Chumden Deshe Sheba Da Chumba Yan Taba Zobe Sanje Riba Dan Shaso Demba Dewar Sheba Jiten Kebo Dulve Kalo Jawa Lana Mebal Hada Minam Jitamba Sanje Chumden Den Pelgawa Shakya Tuba Chatsalo Chudon Kyapsu Che Chumden Den Deshe Sheba Da Chumba Yan Taba Zobe Sanje Riba Dan Shaso Demba Dewar Sheba Jiten Kemba Kebo Dulve Kalo Jawa Lana Mebal Hada Minam Jitamba Sanje Chumden Den Pelgawa Shakya Tuba Chatsalo Chudon Kyapsu Che Lama Domba Chumden Den Deshe Sheba Da Chumba Yan Zobe Sanje Riba Dan Shaso Demba Dewar Sheba Jiten Kemba Kebo Dulve Kalo Jawa Lana Hada Minam Jitamba Sanje Chumden Den Pelgawa Shakya Tuba Chatsalo Chudon Kyapsu Che Kamze Ganye Zo Kedamze Sachen de la Gomba Dunbone Ngane Jiten Tena Choche Son Teze Keva Kyula Chas Namda Kunga Chodo Sosawa Yeshe Gyatso Sege Lomborta Taba Jiten Suna Langyawa Gombo Choni Jola Sancho Damba Time Davesha Sardo Dawa Jola Tulda Kyuda Siva Samache Nyame Kenchen Kyola Gombo Tuje Jedamba Tamche Kembe Dambabo Sona Yenten Gyatsu Shen Teshen Shela Taba de Chaja Warju Giving and Son Le Dolce Chido de Ham Shugurba Shigur Chela Chatsa Dolne Dove Lamiata Lava Dala Rabdune Shinge Tamba Yundende Genden Laya Chatsa Sange Zola Chatsa Lo Kyube Chula Chatsa Genden Chula Chatsa Lo Sumla Tato Kuchatsa Chatzar Hoba Tamjela Shindu Kunye Chanyiki Lutu Baya Namkondo Chodo Tebe Chatsa Lo
Do not commit any unwholesome action. Engage in perfect wholesome action, subdue one's mind. This is the teaching of the Buddha. Look at the causative phenomena, like star. is the vision of the defected eye, the vision of the defected eye, the distorted view. Like the here mar is butter, me the butter in a light lamp. So mar me butter lamp. So like illusion, like this, what to do, like water bubble, like dream, like lightning, like clouds. So here, once on say body possessions, the surrounding people, family, family, whoever, the surrounding people, so forth of the rest causative phenomena. Look at them like star. So daytime when the sun rises, you don't see star. So So all these phenomena, the mere gathering, the mere mere gathering, the base to be labeled, base to be labeled, this and that. So the mere gathered, see, on the mere gathered, the base to be labeled, see, the merely gathered, gathered and merely labeled, merely appeared. So on that just as a merely gathered, then merely imputed, merely appeared. So in Tibetan it says Tsoksam, the base to be labeled, that's Tsoksam, Daksam, Nangsam. So that's how it is the whole entire phenomena, including the hell, enlightenment, liberation, samsara, everything. That may gathered, basically level that's gathered, the merely imputed, merely appeared, as a mere appearance, you see. So this the children play this you know what to call it, these pieces. So you put together, you put together, and then depending which line, depending which shape you make it. So you put like this, and you put like that. So mere gathered, mere the base to label, you see, that mere gathered, then you see mere imputation A, you see, and the mere appearance. Then after the mere imputation, the mere appearance, the appearance A. So the you take it in, then you take that in parts and pieces, and then you put you make a circle. See, take that part, and then you make like this circle. You know, then they make as a base to be labeled dakshi. So the dak is a label as a she is base, and dak is to be labeled, the base to be labeled. Tsoksam is mere gathered, the mere gathering. See, merely gathered. Then then mere imputation, mere imputed, past, mere imputed. Then after that, mere appearance, all. See? Because why you have why you have appearance all is because why there's appearance all it's because the mind or what is imputed, the label what is put or what is imputed, you see, it's all. So that's what is imputed. So because of that design, circle is the design. So there's out of that there's appearance. So that. So all that. So then you take it apart, and then you put. Then you make pieces line like this, So you change the shape, you see. Then the merely gathered the base to be labeled, then merely imputed, then appearance. That, you see. So so all this, so you can do, you can take it apart and make another one. You see. Then say we see different say imputation and different appearance, according to what your mind labeled. So then you have view of that, according to what your mind labeled. Let's see, what is imputed. Then you have view of that appearance. See, so the so so before your mind imputed or that any of those, so forth, any of those, there is no there's no appearance that this is there's no appearance. Even though there are these designs there, circle like this, and line like this, even though these designs are there, but you don't have appearance that this is A and that this is Z, that this is zero, Z, zero, that this is O, that this is Z, you see. You don't have view that, you see, before your mind imputed, even though the design is there, but you don't have the appearance, you see, that this is, or that this is that. So that So like this, like this, like this, all the rest of the phenomena, all the rest of the phenomena, the hell, enlightenment, liberation, samsara, happens from the every single phenomena is like that. So, there's merely gathered the base to be labeled. Due to that, then mere repetition. Then on after that, then you have to appear that mere appearance. So there's all this evolution, there's gradual evolution. That the three things doesn't happen at the same. The three things doesn't happen at the same time. It's very subtle, so you don't. It's very subtle, so we're not aware that is graduate. You're not aware, so it's very subtle. In a very short time, you see. So we're not aware of the evolution. So it to our hallucinating mind, it appears. According to our hallucinating mind, how it appears to the see, that is the minute when you see that phenomena, I see. Say, for example, back to the syllables, from the very beginning, see a, seeing a, seeing all, seeing that, so forth, all the rest of the phenomena, like that. And even that, not merely labeled by mind and existing from its own side. So total opposite. So no awareness, totally. So first seeing the base, then once the mind, depending on what kind of base you see, then your mind discriminate, label, make up the label. Then third is the appearance to you. So here, basically, in our daily life, the I that we day and night constantly with the I that appears to you. what is merely labeled I, whether the I is appearing merely labeled, or whether the I is appearing not merely labeled, but mind, see. Real one, the sense existing from its own side. Whichever way the I appears, merely labeled or not merely labeled, it's all come from the mind. Come from the mind. You can see. And the aggregates. The difference is that other one, the merely labeled one, it exists. Not the merely labeled one, the I which appear merely labeled, that which exists. The not appearing, not merely labeled mind. That's real I, and that is non-existent. Appeared not merely label, that's the hallucination. So that real I is the non-existent one. So the difference is that, but both came from the mind. You see, so same. The aggregates, the general aggregates, and the body, mind, whatever the general aggregates, you see, assistant body, mind, the general aggregates, the base to be labeled I. So that, but it's merely labeled one which exists, and that which is not merely labeled, see the real one. So both, the which is non-existent, both we'll see, can come to mind. What one see appears, what one see can come to mind. From there down to the atoms of the body, down to the atoms, you see, of the body, down to the particles of the atoms, and the particles of those atoms. So going like that. So all that which is merely labeled, and that which appear, that which appeared not merely labeled by mind, or let's say, and that was a real atom. I say that particular atom, however, was the same. So all come from, say, all those which are non-existent, total non-existent. All that part which are total non-existent, and the real atom, real particles of atoms, say, real in the sense existing from its own side. So that all those appearance, hallucination. So this came from the mind. So completely, and they included consciousness, going, so going back. So this consciousness from life to life, consciousness from beginning relationship birth up to enlightenment. Your consciousness, from beginning relationship birth up to enlightenment, up to omniscient mind. There's also life, all the different life consciousness, then this life consciousness. Then I say, how many you see this life has, all those part of consciousness, and then the 12 months and all those kinds. Those a month, 1 year, that's 12 months. All those kinds. Then that many weeks. So consciousness. That many days of consciousness, that many hours of consciousness, that many minutes of consciousness, that many seconds of consciousness, then there is a split second of consciousness. So I so that all these mere level of the mind, that on the body and mind, the phenomena, that which is formless, which is formless, so colorless, shapeless, but which nature perceiving object. Which has nature clarity. So that's the base to be labeled mind. So those seconds of consciousness and split seconds of consciousness are there. So merely labeled by the mind, you see. Merely labeled by thought, so came from that also, so came from the mind. And there which appeared a real mind, in a sense existing, but not merely labeled by mind. Hallucination, and that real mind, not merely labeled, and so that came from mind, you see. That projected by projected so, by the mind. It came from the mind. So the so same form sound, sounds, form ugly form, beautiful form, indifferent form. So whatever form they will see, different color they will see. So it has a form. So, Any shape, any color, that we see. So exactly the example before the jigsaw puzzle, the puzzling jigsaw, jigsaw puzzling jigsaw anyway. So how that the example, as I mentioned, can be mind of the so all these that came from the mind. See, if a child, see, who is not taught, who is not taught, say, the colors of the light. This is white, and this is white. You see, in the road. In the road, you see, in the car road, the green light, red light, green light, red light, the yellow, what's the other one? Yellow light. So anyway, the short one. What? Orange. Oh, okay. Isn't it? Orange. So whatever you say. So anyway, you see, a child, let's think a child. A child, who is not taught, name the colors, child see that. Child see that light, you see. But the child hasn't labeled it. Green light, red light. These things. The child hasn't labeled, but the child is not yet educated. Their names, names of those colors. The child is not educated, you see. Not taught yet. So so mm, 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 mm. So I don't know what the child says. What does the child say? Huh? What? Sees all everything the same. Yeah. Mm. All the different kind of lights. The child see the same.
I thought he'd see them as the same.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember when you were a child? How do you see? when you're not taught, those labels. Huh?
There were no lights.
Mm. 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 So nothing exists for the child. Nothing exists for the child. For the child who, who is not taught in the label, nothing exists for the child. Mm. Well, milk. Does milk exist? The child drink. Huh? Mm. Mm. Mm.
Unless it was chocolate.
Mm. Mm. And milk exists, but chocolate doesn't exist. Oh. So there's no for that child. There's no appearance of that this is red color. This is a red light. This is a green light. Doesn't have that. The child doesn't have that appearance that this is a green light, red light. You see. For example, simply a child comes, in the temple and, look at the statues, paintings of Buddhas. So, child who is not taught with the names of Buddhas, names of different Buddhas, you see, well, it's similar. Doesn't have appearance, doesn't have appearance. See, that this is Lama statue. Doesn't see that this is Lama statue, Or doesn't Buddha's mind hasn't labeled, you see, that this is Lama statue. Hasn't labeled yet, so there's no appearance that this Lama statue, and doesn't see that this is Lama statue. Just statue. So object. You see. something, but it doesn't see particular Lama Ishe. So you see, when the child is introduced, so, the names of colors, that is green light, that is red light, say. So forth anyway. Then the child you see, learned the label. He learned the label from somebody. This means red. This means green. This means this. You see. So. So, doesn't mean that child does not see red light, green light, but the child does not see that this is green light. Child doesn't see that this is red light. Doesn't have the appearance that this is red light, and that this doesn't have appearance that this is green light. So, see it. So, only after the child taught the label, and then the child might impute, you see, impute the what the child, he or she, was taught. So then put that label on that object, you see, the color, and believe in that. So I think they have to believe it as well, I think. Then, I don't think, if you don't believe in that, what you might label, I don't think there's appearance. After that, appearance, red light, green light, I don't think. If you don't believe it, if you don't believe, the label that your mind put, but you didn't believe it. I don't think. But if you can see some examples, you can explain. Yeah, you can tell me. But I don't think to appear, then there has to be. I think not only your mind put label, but you need to then believe in that. So then, only after this, then there's appearance of, say, red light and green light. That this is green light, that this is red light. You see? Then, only after this, then the child see that this is a red light. Then only the child, then only then the child see that this is red light and that this is green light. After the appearance that this is green light, this is red light, then the child see that this is green light, red light. After the appearance. So that means what? That means, you see, what the child see first. Before child, was educated, the label. Before the child put the label, what the child sees is the base. That's the base. That's the base. To be labeled green, to be labeled, red, and so forth. You see. So what we saw of ourselves when we're child, what we saw first, you see, before we are educated the labels. So that's the base. Then after somebody, introduce you the labels, then your mind follow to that and believe that, and put the labels. Your mind made up the labels and believe that. Only after that, as a result, then there's appearance, isn't that? Then you see. So, so here now, say, same, exactly same. You see, the child, they say, first you see something there, and then you are taught the label. This and that. The light is an example, but all the rest of phenomena. Same when we learn Dharma, when we learn philosophical teachings, when we're learning about sufferings, when we're learning about the path, when we're learning about the qualities of Buddhas, same. Like same as a child, somebody giving the introduction, somebody teaching the, educating you all the labels. See. So same in the school, college, university. The whole thing is holding the. We can say the whole thing is the learning. One way you can say whole thing is learning labels, studying the labels. So sometimes when we learn Dharma, you see. That which we don't know is about path, is a label. So here now, for the child is the first see base, then this label, okay, then there's appearance. Then you see. So now exactly the same. So for us to see. So with the child is so the so without the base, you see. So there's nothing to put there's nothing to put the label. It doesn't exist. If you put the label, it doesn't exist. Before the base, if you put the label, if you create a label, it doesn't exist. Whether it's red light or green light or whatever, any phenomenon doesn't exist. So so even there, the base is there, but your mind hasn't met up the label, say, or the say. Label is not given. Base is there, but the label is not given yet. And then that is a green or red, whatever, so forth. All the rest of the names, whatever, do not exist. So similar, similar what I normally mention. This, when the parents get a child, the association of body mind aggregates there, but when the parent hasn't decided the name, the mind hasn't hasn't decided the name. Name, when the name is not imputed, for example, say Jim or something. See, so there's aggregates there, but the Jim doesn't exist that time. Whether even they decide name, but the child is not even conceived yet. They already decided the name, what to give if they get a child. So, in case if they get a child. So, there's a story of the Dawa Thakpa, you know the one? Dawa Thakpa. So I think it's one Tibetan person. So he so I think it's very poor, and so one day, what's that? So one day he got big quantity of grain, one big sack, huge sack of grain. He was able to achieve. So now he able to get big sack of grain. So become eating. So he's very happy. See, it made him very happy. So this big sack of grain, so he's going to become wealthy, so happy. So he hung this big sack. He hung this big sack of grain in his room. Hang, you see, the ropes to the ceiling. So ceiling all the beams, whatever. Then moon came. It's moon arising that time. So moonlight came to the window. See, so he was thinking. He said, "Oh, I have this big sack of grain." See, he was very happy. Then he thinks to get married. Then if I get married, I'll get a child. What name to give him? So he was trying to think very hard what name to give. So then he suddenly saw this moon rising, so the moon beam, the beam of the moon coming to the window. Oh, now see, called Dawa Thakpa. So whether it was called Dawa Thakpa. So moon Thakpa is a feminist. Moon, feminist, so suddenly he saw the beams of the moon through the light to the moon come to the window in the room. So then he remembered, Dawa Thakpa called this. He was so excited. He found his name so excited. Then he got a stick. He got a stick, and then he stood up and danced. He's so happy. And the stick hit the rope, you see. Stick hit the rope, and then the big sack fell on him and died. So anyway, this is side talk anyway. So the one thing in the Lama teachings there, I think I don't know, probably. Must be some, I think, subject in the greater part, or maybe the greater part of the middle capable being come, or greater part of the lower capable being come, to the probably maybe related to meaningless activity or something like that, I think. So, so anyway, so even the parents, they decide the name, see, or the mind label name. But the child not even conceived yet. So even say, so anyway, so that time the child say that Jim doesn't exist. Even the labels put, but there's no base. I guess you say, Jim doesn't exist that time. Even so both times see the other way. The Jim doesn't exist. There's the base, and there's no label. The mind hasn't labeled Jim. Jim doesn't exist, and then mind has labeled Jim, but there's no base. So for that time, Jim doesn't exist. So that. So Jim came in existence only. So there's the base and mind. The minute, the second, the mind merely imputed Jim. Then Jim came in existence. So that so here you can see Jim exists, but it's empty. So here you can see, so you can hear with the simple meditation analysis, you can see nature of the Jim is what it is. What it is merely imputed by mind. Merely imputed one. Merely imputed one. So it is taught. So that's completely empty. Of existing permanent society, you see that. So the Pasangika's right view, the middle way view, you see here. So when you see the appearance dependent arising and the emptiness is unified, it's one, you see, unified. One phenomena, the emptiness and the appearance dependent arising is unified. So here, Jim, the appearance, the dependent arising, the Jim, and emptiness. Unified, the Jim existing, limited one, and it's empty. So when you realize that you see the principle of teachings of the part, so that and then the right view is completed. See? So here, what I was going to say is this. So exactly the same. Exactly the same for us who knows red light, green light, all these, you see, the labels, who has already learned. So exactly the same, like that. But we don't. We're not aware. And the graduate is exactly the same. The child is there. So first you see the base, then put the label, you see, then appeared, then see. As it happened to child. So same when you see while driving car. So see. Oh, it's a red light. So before your mind labeled red light. Oh. So, before your mind labeled red light. Oh, the red light should not drive. Should stop. So, you are seeing red light come from your mind. You know, the red light that you see is come from your mind. That is very important. That's very important. Very important understanding of very important education. That's come from one's mind. That so what makes your mind to choose the particular label red light? What causes your mind to choose particular particular label, the red light? What is it? What is it? What causes? So, if you're putting red light, if you're labeling red light on the red light, you see, if you're labeling red light on the red light, then then there's no, then they become endless. Then you have to label red light on that red light. Then you see on that red light, then you have to label a red light. You know, so it's endless. So in the mathematical subject, you see, if the aggregate is the I, if the aggregate itself, based to be labeled I, if that itself is the I, then you label I on the I. If the aggregate itself is I, when one is with I, self, then you see, then what's the point? What's the point to label I on the I? Then it becomes endless. That's the debate. What mistake will rise if the aggregate is aggregate is sub the I. Then that makes sense. If it's already I, then why you label I on the I? You see, then it becomes endless. Then you have to label I again. So that's what it said there. So it's the same thing. Normally one label on something which is not on a base which is not that, which is not that base which is not the label, base which is not that base which is not that label that you should put. You see, that's why the parents that's why parents are taking time or blessing them to give, because even the child is conceived, the aggregate is there. If there's already gym from the time of conception, it's already gym. From the time of birth in the womb, it's a conception time, it's already gym. Then why? Why do you need to say? Then why child or parents? Why take so much difficulty looking for best name of the, then the purpose to going through the books, going through the list of names, books and what them to be given. You see, so anyway, so there's no meaning. See, all the gym, so that makes sense, Then you don't need to say gym of the gym. See, similar. See, similar. Said you. Similar. Similar. If the American president, you see, if the aggregates, the association of the body and mind is the aggregates, the collection of the five. If that's American president, you see, that aggregates, you see, sub-president, then you see, then you see when that aggregates oscillation body mind, when that happened in the mother's womb, then, even that time, then the American president. The aggregates is the base to be labeled president. You see, for example, the Bush. You see, the aggregates. You see, if that is American president itself, that aggregates. Then you see, when that aggregates is, in the mother's womb, when that happened, association of body mind. Then that time you see will be already say. American president, you see. So, American president. So, American president is, now in the womb, in mother's womb. So they, for 9 months, goodbye. So anyway, so anyway, the people have to wait. The White House has to wait. Anyway, so say, so similar as the American president, you see, not exist merely impeded by mind. It exists, not exist merely impeded by mind, existing existing from society, not merely impeded by mind. Yes. So it appears to us, to our hallucinating mind. Hallucinating mind, you see, appear like that. You see, as the American president, you see, not merely labeled by mind, existing from society. It appears, and then for us, some people that and believe that, believe it's true. See, believe it's true. So according to that, if that is true in reality, then same, you see, because it exists from its own side. So then that means when the, when the conscience, when the Bush conscience took place on the fertilized egg, when the aggregates happened there, you see. So when the aggregates actualized mother's womb, then you see, you see, be American president, you see. Same, it is same. Whether aggregate is president or the president exists from society, then the same, not merely provided, then same will be that from birth it will be president, you see, like that. So that doesn't need to, doesn't need election. Doesn't need to vote, doesn't need election. It doesn't need to spend all these so many millions of dollars, to it doesn't need to look for a sponsor. You see, so many millions of dollars, people to vote. You see, if the view is correct, what we believe, what appears to us, and the way we believe, if that's correct one, then you see, doesn't need all the vote and spend many millions of dollars to get elected. You see, so it's already from birth time, the president. So all this mistake arises. So anyway, going back. So they say, what makes us, what causes us to choose this particular label, red? Not red, red. Sorry, I just say red. Red, you see, red color. So what causes? What causes? So that is a very important question. Very important question. What causes? to label red and green. Now this is red color. What causes? That's very important. So what causes? What causes us to label red? They say, oh, this is red. Now I can go. You know, sorry, red. maybe that becomes sometimes. So red, stop. Okay. Okay. So what causes our mind to label? What is it what causes us to choose this particular label, red, green?
A group agreement. We agree as a group that we'll call it red.
What about what about the object? One group agree that level, another group that do not agree that level. What about that?
They have a different name.
Yeah. So what? So then one group agrees, one group don't agree. You know the level. See, they use a different level. So about that.
We have a different label for the same base.
So what you would decide? So one group do not don't label the one, something else. Another group label the one. So what would you do? What would you do? You make your own.
Some people do. Sometimes it's the person who writes the book that wins.
So you believe which one? You believe none, or do you believe you follow one of the groups?
I think there could be many labels for the same base.
So I'm not talking about the base. That's not the question. Question is not the base. The label.
I agree with the one that I was raised with. It's the one that I had in my culture and the one I was taught. Someone teaches me something better, then maybe I'll change my mind.
Somebody teaches better. You mean better color?
At first, I was a child. It said "green light go, red light stop." You know, as a little book, and that's what I learned. But then, later on, the scientist said it's a vibration that your eye perceives as a specific frequency, and that's red. And so that became red light. Had more of a meaning, more of a label.
Frequency. Or what? Frequency of what? Vibration. So but all color has frequency of vibration. So what makes you decide the color? What makes you decide? So that doesn't become the reason to label why red and green. Some green, some red. Yeah, that's right.
It was in the book. Go stop. Go.
Why do you, are you saying why do you name anything?
Yeah. not well, not quite. Not quite. So here I'm saying, what causes to, what is the specific that you makes your mind to label that's the red color and that's green color? What is it?
Isn't it collective karma? Because in this society that we live now, it's a universal sign. Red is a universal sign for stop. So that's why when you go to any country, the label for stop is red, whether it's a light or whether it's a post. So it's you know, it's hard to explain, but it's because how can we all in this time right now, how can we all know, well, I can say we all, but most of us know that if we go somewhere and we're traveling in a different country and we're on the road and we see a sign that says red, we know that that means either stop or, you know, however, whether it says it in English or language.
You're talking about what means what it means the red light and green light. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about red light, green light in the road. You see, you're talking about what it means, what it's telling you. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what it makes before you. Yes, light means that. But then here the discussion is. You see, as I gave example, the child. So that from there, that means red and light has to come from. See, you have to label. You see, what you see, you have to label. So therefore, I'm saying, I'm using the child as an example. See how things come from the mind. See, then your child mind label this and that. Then. You see, there's appearance to that child mind, this and that. Then the child mind see this and that. You see, so that there's a same to us, exactly same to us every day of our life. I mean, all the rest of phenomena. See, in our life, with all the rest of phenomena, exactly same like that. So anyway, so here the question: what makes us start to label? This is red light, this is green light. What's that? What makes it to our mind to choose this particular label?
Previous thought and action. Previous thought and action. Previous
result. Something separated it. In our experience?
It's what we're taught.
Yeah, but we're taught it because we're taught to separate at some stage. We're taught to separate that one thing is red and the other thing is green, and before that nothing separated it for us, just previous experience.
We learn that label from our parents, from our society. It's what we're taught, it's what we learn.
So that's not the answer. The answer is what makes your mind choose this particular level. Level you have learned. Yeah. What causes? What is the reason? Yeah, but some others taught. Some others taught. Yeah. Some of the taught that part of things, but not the next one. Others introduces part of it, but not the main one. So.
When he labels a red light red, he's able to talk to people, and people can understand him and he can communicate.
Sorry, can you repeat again?
When I was a child, and I learned that if I say red, then another person knows I mean something. When I use the label red, another person will know that I'm talking about something that is actually red. So by using a label, I'm able to communicate with people. I can't communicate with people using a basis.
Well, if they're colorblind, that wouldn't work.
Because I don't think you separate between the two until something forces you to separate between the two. It wouldn't occur to you to separate between green and red until some experience will point out that you can separate between the two, and then you start thinking of labels, and then you start applying labels in this moment on the basis of that past experience that separated the two colors for you.
And I think that would be because you communicated with somebody. who
No, it
already
doesn't
made that
occur to you
distinction.
to communicate. You first need to know that they're different things, and something will point that out to you, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
First, like if you see a crowd of different people, it won't occur to you to separate between their faces until, some experience will tell you these are separate, different people, and then you will start thinking, oh, this is John and this is Kate, So on the basis of a past experience of separation, you will start labeling in this moment on the basis of a previous experience of separation.
so you could ask, why do you not distinguish between blue-green and yellow-green, but you do distinguish between green and red?
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Eskimos
All you're discussing about the ocean and the water.
I think we're attached.
Attachment is related to.
No, we're
Connect.
attachment to what happens when we say red.
No, not necessarily. Do you have attachment to enemy? Because you say, this is my enemy, yeah? Do you have attachment?
We have an attachment to label things, though, that we don't know. So that's how we started to label.
Attachment of wanting to avoid the enemy. We say, that's my enemy.
That's right. So you're talking about, you cannot discuss with other people, just talking about the base without talking the label, right? Yeah, if you talk only the base, then that's not clear to other people, right? You remember you mentioned? Sorry, your name. You mentioned, but you have to talk the label, because if you talk on the base, so people cannot, you can't communicate to other people. Remember?
Yeah.
So the base has also a name. The base. When you think of base, that's also a label. That's also a name. When you think of the base, it is also a name that is given by your mind, you see. So however, what I want to tell is this. So I gave the idea of the child, how, as well as ourselves, you see, the stages, you see. So how the evolution, the text, you see there. So that's what they. So before you come to know the label, or you see things, but that's so. Usually at the base, then after you are introduced to the top of the label, then your mind imputed, and then you then there's appearance of that label. Then you see that, you see this the whole this you see. So that I'm using that as just to easy to understand, just an example. So now, that is exactly the same in our daily life. Every moment, whenever we think, so whenever we see form, sound, smell, taste, tangible object, the six senses, you see, always that's the evolution all the time. every time like that, that it has every time there's all this evolution, is that this evolution, not just all happen one time. That's what I'm trying to say. So now here, so normally say, I gave also example the way to analyze gym, but gym, you see, how the gym can exist in existence, you see. So that also helps. So here now, so so anything that dispels, does function dispelling darkness, so that's, you see, dispels darkness, being clarity and make things make clear and dispels darkness. So that so that is the base. That's the base, and then what you mind is the label. What you mind label is light. This is general, which function dispels darkness. The darkness, light, or its opposite. So which function dispels that? So on that then, see. What is about lamp or the light or whatever? So then, with that function you call light. Then your mind label light. The nature, the function what it does, the phenomena you see. Then label the base and the label is light. So now here, so among the people, among the group of people, you see, so, let's put this one. A child, left from parents a long time ago, so many years ago, so many years ago, and then suddenly in the street, somewhere in a group of people, we see the child see the father, but because didn't meet for so many years, the father then you see, so the change in the body, all that thing, see. So, however, so can't recognize when this happens, parents or friends, that you met somewhere and live together or whatever, do something, see. Then long time ago didn't meet. Then suddenly you met somewhere and then perhaps can't. Looks like you have met this. Looks like it's somebody that you met in somewhere, but can't put the label. you can't put a label. You can't tell who is, but somebody who's familiar. This is for me. It happens sometimes. So then either that person introduced to you who he or she is, you see, or you gradually find out from the future of the face, from the voice, the behavior. You see, you gradually come to know, brings memory. Oh, so then you say, oh, now this, as friend. Oh yes, so many years ago we did this, we did that, So anyway, so now similar here. So then you see here now. Then you put the label. Oh, this is this. This is this. So you see, before you see the base, but you don't remember the label. You forgot to see. Now suddenly, by analyzing the feature of the face, and or the way of speaking, the voice, you see, or the person introduce you, him or herself, the story. See, something did with you. So anyway, and then suddenly you remember the label. You say, who you? This and that. The person's name. Or this enemy, or this friend. Say, then the label comes. Then you suddenly remember. Oh, then suddenly you remember. And as you remember, then you put label. Your mind immediately input the label. Okay, for that. So here, so you see, you see the base. You don't. So when you see here, you don't see the label first. You see here the base, then you see the label. After your mind put it, then you see the label. See, like that. So that's graduate. You see. So now here, same that person. By judging the shape of the body and the voice, whatever, then the child, you see, or then remember, oh, this is my father, you see. The base, but what was seen before the base. Now the child has put the label, put memory, then put the label, then see as a father, so the appearance of father, then see this is the father, you see. So seeing the father, so it doesn't, when we don't examine, it looks like from very beginning you see the father, not like that. You see, in that very short time, there's a whole this evolution that takes place. You see, is seeing that you're seeing this is the father comes last. From that. So here's them. So now, so like this. So somebody who can recognize father immediately. See now. Now here, even in this case, same. So even this is the same. So even you can recognize immediately the father. Even the same. You don't see the label first, father. Before you see the base, the body, the body mind, the body. I mean, body which has got mind. If there's no mind, then you're not seeing the body, but no, you're not seeing the father. You see. So here, or when you see father, you don't see the label of father first. You see, before the base, the aggregates, associated body mind. Why? Because that should be easy to understand after this example. Because see, there's no base. before the base, see, you don't see the label of father. See, you don't see the father, the label the father. You don't see that first. Why? Because for your mind to label. So you can see all those examples. You see the person has to label. Or the friend, this is such a person, or this is my father, you see, from the child side, you see. So you understand the whole example is you see, this, the actual, the experience, the story is that the person, him or herself, has to label, you see, to be able to see that. So that's clear. So now here, so you don't see the label first because to see the label, you have to put the label first. Your mind has to put the label. For your mind to put the label, you see, you have to see the base first. You have to see that particular body associated with the mind. You see, that's really the function of the father. You see, to you. So, see, we get this body. So, what is it that the function? You see, so you have to see that aggregates that first, which is that function. You have to see that first. So without seeing that first, how you going to put the label? This is my father. No way. And unless you put it wrong, unless you put a label on somebody, mistake, that would be mistaken. So so that'll be mistaken. If it's not aggregates, it'll be mistaken. So you see like that. So for you to be able to label, to see the label father, your mind has the label. For that, you have to see the base, which causes you to choose the particular label father. See that particular base, which did that function. Okay, so therefore now here. Also, the child, you see, the person doesn't see the label father before and see the aggregate later. That's not the reality. So also seeing the fathers, seeing the aggregates, base to be labeled aggregates, and the base father, base to be labeled father. The aggregates and the label father. Also, the child of the person. So when we see, also we don't see together. That doesn't happen together. It doesn't sit together. The minute when you see the base at the same time, father, the label father, doesn't happen. The reason is same. The logical reason is same. Because the label father that is to be imputed by your mind, there has to be a reason, particular reason, to choose that particular label father. You see, the mind which choose the particular label father, that mind has to see a particular form, particular is the aggregates which did that function. Father. You see, get this body. You see, though. So that who met the egg and the sperm, see, the origination of your body, see, from where the sperm came. So that's the father. So in order to say you to give this particular label father, so you have to that mind preliminary or reason have to see something before that particular aggregate, you see, which has that story, particular function related to you. So therefore, you don't see the base and the label father and base aggregates. You don't see together. when we see Father among the people, see, you don't see together. So the evolution is, as I gave several examples before. First you see the base, that particular base, as I guess we said that story lead to you. Then you see, then your mind, by seeing that, by seeing that, then causes that mind to give up to choose this particular label, Father. This is Father. In the mind, you see, Father. In the concept, Father. See, the mind which see that particular has that story of function, see, that function to you. Then, you see, particular, see, make up the label in the mind, see, the concept is the Father. Okay. Then, so this is the main point I was trying to explain. The main point is then there's appearance. So, yeah, by believing in your label, then there's appearance. This is the Father. And then you see that this is the Father. Okay. That's the third time. So, but this is happening. But this is the evolution. But it's happening. Something between such a very short time. So we are unable to aware all this evolution. So like this. So similar. So here. So now then I explain the light. Then I mention. So similar. So you see now. When we do not realize this, when we do not see this way, say, do not realize this, it is this evolution. You see, when you don't examine, then you see to our hallucinate mind, you see, it looks like looks like, you see, you see the Father. You see the Father. When you see the Father, you don't see the you don't see even though that evolution is reality, but you don't see that way. To our hallucinant mind, the Father, one do not see this way. See the I gets first, then you see the label Father. Next you see the second. Say not aware, and say to our hallucinant mind, Father. You see from say. Even the Father that appears to you, Father not merely labeled by the mind. You don't see Father as a label. You don't see the Father is a labeled, imputed by the mind. You don't see that. You don't see, even though it's merely imputed by mind, you don't see it's merely imputed by mind. You see total opposite. You see totally opposite to the reality. Reality merely labeled by mind, but when it appears, when the Father appears to you, totally not merely labeled by mind, existing from its side. Real one. Ordinary language is a real one. In a sense, you see, existing from its side. So here, you see, when you don't examine, when you do not realize, you see, called the evolution. So to our hallucinant mind, see, the base aggregates of the father and the level of father, you don't see, and you don't see. To the hallucinant mind, it's indifferentiable. You cannot differentiate. Undifferentiable. Undifferentiable. The two phenomena, the father's aggregates and the label of father, two different phenomena, you see, undifferentiable to our hallucinate mind. Undifferentiable, can't differentiate. Or on the aggregates, there's a father. There's a father existing from its own side. You see, on the aggregate there's a father from its own side. So, the existing from its side or appearing from its own side. So that is so that appearing not made label of mind. So that's the objective reputed. That is total hallucination. That is total hallucination. That appearance is total hallucination. The father, the real father, in the sense of existing from inside, that is a total non-existence there, and that is the emptiness of the father. That's the ultimate nature of the father. Reality of the father, ultimate nature of the father. So that. So in the reality, the label of father and the aggregates of the father, you see, based to be labeled the father. So these two exist differently. These two do not exist separately, but don't exist. They two do not exist separately, but they do exist differently. Like the aggregates and the I. This association body mind, this is a collection of the five aggregates, and I, the self. The two different phenomena. One is aggregates, one is the self, I. They are two different phenomena, exist, do not exist separately. Related, because I exist depending to the relating to the aggregates, you see. So that's why whatever the activities the body, speech, mind does, then it's labeled and believed. I'm thinking, I'm talking, I'm sitting, I'm eating, I'm sleeping, Well, depending on what aggregates the body does, depending on what the mind does, the speech does, so that because there's these aggregates, this valid aggregates, collection of the five aggregates, you see. So because this exists, so the label I exists. No choice. Label I, because the base I guess exists, so the label I exists. So, but it exists in my name. What it is nothing. What it is nothing. There's nothing except what is merely imputed. So, and that is the merely imputed one, but it's the functioning. And the functions are merely imputed. I'm When the mind is happy, then you see, label I am happy. So in mere name. So meaning, but when the mind is unhappy, then labeled I, and then labeled say unhappy. No. So now the Buddha is doing action seating. So the label I and then label action seating. I'm sitting. So later, when the body is standing, and then the label I, and then label the action standing. So, so it's all exists in mere name, but function in mere name, experience in mere name. So that's the nature. So this is talking about reality, how they exist, how the self, how the I exists, and how it's functioning. See, so in the reality like that. So 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 now here. So this with this light. So you don't label green, red light. You see, without seeing the base, before seeing the base, you don't label, because there's no reason to label. Also, say the labeling red and green light also doesn't happen at the same time when you see the base. Oh, it doesn't happen the same. So the reason same. Doesn't happen at the same time. So it don't happen. Your mind labeling red light, the green light, those things. It happens after you see the base, after you see something there. After you see the base, something there, which is the base, that which causes your mind, that which causes your mind to choose this particular label, green and red, and those. See. So then one after the label, then one see appear that there's a green, that there's a red. Then you see that this is red and this is green. And so exactly what I explained to other phenomena, other examples, exactly the same here. Now, that's the evolution. That's the evolution. Reality is like this, but we're not aware. So now here, to our hallucinating mind, red light, you see, there yellow light, green light, all this. Say, from very beginning, you see, appearing to you, you see, not after seeing the base, but from the beginning, you see, say, seeing, appearing you red, green light, you see, and not merely labeled by mind. Not merely, never came from your mind. Never, not labeled by your mind. That's gross, very gross one. So that's more subtle, not merely labeled by mind. So that, not merely labeled by mind. So that's how you appear. That's how you see. So that is the not me. Not when it comes to not me appearing to not me labeled by mind. So that is the the object to be reputed. The 4 schools of Buddhist philosophy, the mathematical school, 4th one, mathematical school, the 4 Prasangika schools, the Svatana school, Prasangika, the second one, Prasangika school, view the extremely subtle object to be reputed. So appearing, not being left behind. And apprehended, appear like that and apprehended that way, believed that way. So, so this is total hallucination. So the false view, the total false view, the hallucination. So I'm using this to introduce gakcha, object to be reputed. So the point is that I'm using this, the road, the cars, the road lights, you see, to recognize what we have to realize empty. So that even though reality, there's all this evolution, but to our hallucination mind, so doesn't appear, doesn't see that way. So truly existent. They say not merely limited mind. So they, green light exists from the red light exists from the side. Same thing here. Even we look at those lights, same here. So this is what I was saying before. So like this, with all the rest of the phenomena, including I, action, object, all the rest of the phenomena. That by depending on the base, then one's mind label this and that. Then so then its appearance. Then one see that. So this is how everything came from one's mind, and also that which appeared after the mere imputation, and that which is appeared existing from its own side, not merely lifted by mind. So, including all this hallucination, so that's all came from its mind. So, like how we see the traffic, this light, the traffic light, so like that. So like this, all this gangcha object repeated. So the whole, so like that with, you see the eye that way, action object. So, whatever the object is. So while we're sitting on the chair or floor or throne, you see, there's something ground, seat that is something existing from its own side. See, heart, not heart from one's own mind, imputed by mind, but a heart from its own side. When we are walking the road, and road do not see anyway, walking on the road, not merely labeled road existing from the side, you see. So which is a hallucination. However, road from its own side, not road from your mind, merely but road or from, say, existing from inside. So which is again gangcha, object to be repeated. So I action object. So when we think about hell, same as this traffic light, some of these lights, same hell, real hell, a real hell, not merely imputed by mind, but a real hell exists. Same. Also enlightenment, liberation from samsara. Enlightenment, not merely labeled by mind, real enlightenment is existing from inside. You see, I guess just exactly as this light, how we think of these lights, same. We think same when we think of samsara. Also, see, doesn't appear and doesn't seem merely labeled samsara, real samsara in the sense exists from outside. So same thing of the liberation. So that so all these phenomena in reality, all these, say, merely imputed one, all these merely imputed one are so as I mentioned before, from the eye, from the self, the eye, down to the atoms of the body, particular atoms of the body and particular atoms of those, or split seconds of consciousness, split seconds of consciousness, so that it's all merely imputed from the eye, from the self, down to the particular atoms, and then particular to those atoms, so that minutes of consciousness, seconds of consciousness, split seconds of consciousness, that. So everything is a mere imputation from the self. Everything, all the rest, merely imputed. All exist. All exist. Starting from the eye, everything down to the particular atoms of those particular atoms. And minutes of consciousness, seconds of consciousness, splits of all exist, but they're all merely imputed. Everything merely imputed. So we just do say maybe do a few seconds meditation on this. So everything's starting from the eye, all the rest down. Well, general aggregates, then each of the collections 5, each of the aggregates, then down to the different parts of the body, then different the limbs and different parts of the body, then goes down to atoms, particular atoms, then those particular atoms, then all mind, mental factors, consciousness, and all those mind, which all goes body, mind. So then even that, those minutes of mind, the seconds of mind, then split seconds of mind, all this, everything, what is merely labeled by mind, everything is what is merely imputed by the thought, from the eye down to all this merely imputed by thought. So all this empty, from the eye down to all these phenomena, particles, atoms, split second of consciousness, all this totally empty. So same with the house, just like that, same house, the general house, and then it's a collection of the ceiling, the wall, and all the parts. Then so each one is merely imputed by mind. Then every part of the house merely imputed by mind. So that goes down to the atoms, the particular atoms, particles of the atoms. So everything, what they are, what is merely imputed by mind. So everything is empty of existing from their inside. So that all the rest of phenomena like that. So all the rest of phenomena is what is merely imputed by mind. You see, all the rest of the phenomena is what they are, is what is merely imputed by mind. So therefore, then this negative imprint left on the mental continuum, see, then left on the mental continuum by the past ignorance, concept truly right after the mere imputation, then the hallucination, the truly existence, truly existent appearance, as it decorated, it's projected on the mere imputation, the eye that was merely imputed. Right after that, right after the mere imputation of the eye, merely imputed. You see, then right after this, the mind seeing the gets, merely imputed eye. Merely imputed eye. Then next second, then this negative imprint left in the medical by the past ignorance project truly in appearance. So like that action of all the rest of phenomena that was merely imputed by mind, then this negative imprint project left by past ignorance decorate this truly existent appearance on everything. So made everything real to you, to your mind. So blocked your mind to see that they're empty, the reality, emptiness, merely imputed by mind. So it blocked. So it made everything real to you as a hallucination. So therefore, So holding on to, so we let our mind to hold on to this, that the truth, the hallucination is the reality, truth. Then that becomes that. Then it becomes a basis, interest, anger, attachment, ignorance, all the negative emotion of the mind, and create karma. And then say create karma. So karma leaves negative imprint. Karma leaves imprint on the mental condition. Which say from there, then future life rebirth comes. Future life samsara, future life rebirth. You see, so like that we experience the six realm sufferings one after another. This so until we realize emptiness, until we realize emptiness and develop that wisdom and directly perceive emptiness, which directly ceases the disturbance or obscuration, the seed of delusions. Then only then we are totally liberated from all the suffering of samsara, the six realm sufferings, or because by ceasing